Good morning. This is Miss Taylor, and these are, the only thing you have to do today is take day 2 of 5.3 notes. So I'm not going to add anything else into the table of contents because we're still doing 5.3, solve equations with the variable on both sides. Just those first 2 pages. We'll just add 2 more pages there. Okay, I'm gonna do 4 more examples today, 28 and 29, except I'm going to add in distribution. That's the only difference. We haven't done any distribution on both sides. Okay, so let me go to that page. So, this was the little steps, notes at the beginning. And the first thing was distribute for both sides if you see those parentheses. Then combine like terms on both sides if you can. Then start doing inverse operation to move things across the equal sign to get them together. So if you'll notice, there are no parentheses on any of the examples, 3, 4, and 5, any of those examples that we worked on day 1 of 5.3. Now day 2, we are gonna have those parentheses, those needing to be, get them to go away, so we will have distribution on today's notes or today's examples. So I'm just gonna hit ... continued 5.3 notes. Okay. Again, just gonna add in that distribution step. All right. Well, how many, we had number 5, so I'll just do number 6. We'll just start with number 6 since it's the continuation there. Okay. This marker's a little too thick. I don't think it. Okay, here we go. Example number 1, or number 6. Here we go. 7 minus 4, 3x minus 5 in parentheses, and that's all on the left side, and I'm gonna have my equal sign. And then 6x plus 6. So go ahead and write that down. Since there is a whole lot going on, definitely a good idea to have that line there so you don't accidentally do inverse operation on both sides of the equation. I'm drinking coffee while I do this because it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so as you see, I only brought distribution in on one side. We'll do 2 problems for distribution just on one side, and then we'll do 2 more problems for distributions on both sides, and that's the whole steps to solving complex equations. Okay, so first thing it says, we got to get rid of parentheses, so we're going to do distribution, okay, because you can't do 7 minus 4 first. You can't say 7 minus 4 is 3, then distribute a 3, because that you're subtracting when you're supposed to multiply first. So as I've always said, circle the number that you are distributing, because we want to make sure you're multiplying into the parentheses a negative 4, not just the 4, but that is a negative 4. So what I'm going to do, let me draw my distribution lines, and when you distribute, okay, that was the first step here, is distribute. Always good to take those little side notes here, so when you refer back to it, or if you go to tutoring or someone's helping you, they can see, oh, okay, the first thing you did was distribute, which is multiply. Bring down that 7. We're not doing anything with that 7 right now, but we don't want to forget about it. Now when we distribute, we multiply. So you don't bring that minus sign down because we're multiplying it into the parentheses. So what is negative 4 times 3x? Negative 12x. So then you just bring down that negative 12x, so it looks like 7 minus 12x. Do not bring this minus sign down of the 5 or negative 5. I say minus 5, negative 5, that's the same thing. If it's a minus 5, okay, this together is 3x minus 5, but that is a 3x and that is a negative 5. Okay, it just depends on if you're talking about each term individually or if you're reading them together as an expression. Okay, so don't bring down that minus sign there. Now, what you're doing is you're doing negative 4 times a negative 5, and that's 20, right? A positive 20. So, since it's here, I'm going to put a positive 20, or it looks like plus 20 now in my expression on that side. Okay, this side is an expression, this side is an expression, the whole thing is an equation. All right, 6x plus 6, you can't put those together because they won't both have x terms, so you just bring those down. First step is all we did was distribution on the left side. okay? Now, I like to combine my number terms over here if I can, any terms on this side. Some of you all like to subtract the 7 and subtract the 20 separately. I like to combine them together and then just move over one number. Either way is both fine, okay? If you're gonna do the 7 though, make sure you know that is a positive 7. So you'd subtract the 7. That minus sign belongs to the 12x. All right, so I'm gonna combine like terms. I'm gonna put CLT over here. I'm gonna circle the plus 7 or positive 7 and the positive 20, making sure you circle the positive or negative sign in front of the numbers so you know if you're adding or subtracting them together. So this is a positive 7 and a positive 20, so now I have positive 27. So I'm gonna bring down that 27. Again, I like to put them together, combine them, whatever the signs are. If it's on the same side of the expression, you're just doing whatever the signs say. Don't like subtract the 7 over here. You'd only subtract the 7 if you're moving it across the equation. If on the same side, don't do the inverse, just do what it says. So I added 7 and 20 and got 27. Bring down that minus 12x equals, and then again, not doing anything on this side, can't combine like terms. So we distributed, we combine like terms. Now we use inverse operations to get the variables and the numbers together on one side. So let's see here. It does not matter if you add the 12x over to the right side or if you, this is a positive 6x, or if you subtract the 6x over to the negative 12x. I'm trying not, I don't like to deal with negatives. So I am going to do the negative 12x over to the other side. So I'm going to add 12x because it is a minus 12x. And to get that to be 0, you got to do the opposite. So add 12x and join it with the x term on the right side, plus 12x. Okay. So now my new equation, okay, because again we have an equation, inverse operation on both sides. New equation, inverse operation, all the way down until there's nothing left to do. Bring down my 27. That's the only thing on the left side now because I got the negative 12x gone by doing the inverse over here to the right side. Now 6x plus 12x. Now I have 18x. Don't forget to bring down your plus 6. Okay, it does not matter that my variable's on the right side. I moved it over to the right side. You could have subtracted the 6x and moved your variable over to the left side. All the negatives and positives, depending on which side you move it on, they'll all work their way out and we get the same answer. Okay, so x is on this side. So now back to just two-step equation. Subtract the 6 off of the right side. 27 minus 6 is 21. This one's gonna come out super nice. All right, divide by 18, divide by 18. So we get 21 over 18 equals x. Didn't do that one so good. You don't always have to get whole numbers. You don't always have to have positive 1 or negative 1's the answer. You don't always have x equals 4. You don't always get x equals negative 3. Sometimes they're not nice numbers like this, like a fraction. Okay, what I want you to do though is make sure that you simplify your fractions, which this one can be simplified further. Simplify your fractions down. This was just this can. What number can both of these 21 and 18 be divided by? Three. Both of those can be divided by 3. So if we divide by 3, 21 divided by 3 is 7, right? So 7, 18 divided by 3 is 6. All right, so that is the simplified answer, 7 over 6, okay? Sorry, I think that's the only one that was a fraction. I just want you to know, like, they don't always have to be positive, negative whole numbers. All righty, number 2. Let's do a different color here, purple. Purple. Okay. Let's do 4x minus, in parentheses, 9 minus 3x equals 8x minus 1. I guess I maybe should have put the parentheses on that side. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, draw my line down through here. Now, all right, see parentheses, I need to distribute, but we're not distributing a 4x because the 4x are not right next to the parentheses. This minus sign is. And as we've talked before, that is the same thing as a negative 1. So when it's just a negative next to the parentheses, you're actually distributing a negative 1. Okay, so first thing we do is distribute. Bring down the 4x. When you multiply by -1, it just changes the signs. So don't bring that minus sign down, okay? But now instead of being a positive 9 inside, it's a -9, so put -9. Instead of being a negative 3x, now it's a positive 3x, so just bring down plus 3x. 8x minus 1, can't do anything on the right side. Okay, I am going to combine like terms on my left side so that I'll only have to move over one term instead of two separately. Otherwise, if you minus the 4x here, you just minus the 4x there. Then you'd minus the 3x minus the 3x. You'd have to do those two steps separately. On this right side, I'm going to do 4x and a positive 3x. So 4x plus 3x. Now I have 7x's. Don't forget your -9. And then again, nothing's gone on the right side. Won't always be the case. You can have all this stuff on the left side also on the right side. Okay. Just simplify the left side and then simplify the right side, then start moving things across. So I can't do anything else over here as far as putting anything together. Nothing I can put together here, so now I'm gonna start moving things across the equation. This is a positive 7x. Some of you guys get confused and you think that that's minus sign belongs to this, that minus sign belongs to the 9. So that is a positive 7x. So you can subtract the 7x over here to the 8x, or you could subtract the 8x over here to the 7x. Again, I don't want to end up with I want to end up with a positive 1x. So I'm going to subtract the 7x over here. 7x minus 7x, 0. Don't put 0, just cross it out. It's gone. Bring down your -9 equals 8x minus 7x is a 1x. Bring down your -1. Okay. My variable's on this right side. So I'm going to add the 1 over, get it off that side. Be careful with your negatives. Some of y'all not so great, which I can make mistakes as well. -9 plus 1 is -8 equals 1x. Now 1x is the same thing as just x. X, like up here, has an understood coefficient of 1 right there. Okay, we just don't see it. So it's an understood 1. Some of y'all are dividing by 1, you're still gonna get -8 equals x. So this right here, you can box that in. That is the answer. Okay, if you don't like to see that 1x there, just -8 equals x. Like, it's an understood 1. You don't have to divide by 1 on both sides. And that was, what are my page numbers? 28, 29. So that was page 28, because I don't have enough space. I just got a few lines. So I'm gonna go over to my next page. If I go too fast, which I'm trying not to do, you can just pause the video. Or rewatch it again if you need to. Number 8, ... 5.3 continued. Okay. Still complex equations, but we got all the steps involved. Distribution, combine like terms, and now it's gonna be on both sides. We're gonna get super complex here. All right, I got a 12. 3 plus x equals 5, 2x plus 8. Bring my line down. Guys, keep track of time. It is 9:12. Okay, try to get finished up by 9:30. Those of you that got here on time. Okay. Okay, sorry. Students are taking benchmark on the Zoom while I'm doing this. Okay, but I'm muted so they can't hear me. All right, so I see parentheses on the left side and I see parentheses on the right side. So the first thing I need to do is I need to distribute the 12 on this side. So I need to distribute. Okay, like look at the sides separately. Okay, so this expression over here, I need to simplify by multiplying the 12. 12 times 3 is 36. So I have 36, and then 12 times, that is a 1x. Okay, so 12 times 1x is 12x. So plus 12x. Okay, now I also see parentheses on the right side. So I'm gonna look at this separately, and I need to distribute the 5 over here. So I need to distribute, okay. And that is multiplying. So 5 times 2x is 10x. And then 5 times 8 is 40. So plus 40. All right, so this is where we had to distribute on both sides. However, there is no combining like terms. I can't add the 36 and the 12x on this side because one has x, one doesn't. Same thing over here. The 10 has an x, the 40 doesn't. So now I can do inverse operation and move terms across the equal sign. Again, I want to deal with a positive 2x instead of a negative 2x to get these x terms together. So I'm going to subtract the 10x off of the right side and over here with the 12x on the left side. Okay, bring down the 36. Now I have 12x minus 10x, which is 2x. So I'm gonna put plus 2x. The 10x is gone, bring down your 40. Okay, again, make sure your equations are nice and organized. If you've got like minus 10x here, minus 10x there, and it's like not level, and I have to like go through a puzzle to find your work, I'm gonna count points off. Don't make things difficult. Make your work neat so I can grade it quickly. All right, here's my x on this side, so I need to get it by itself, so I'm gonna subtract the 36. I'm left with 2x is equal to 40 minus 36 is a nice little 4, right? Yep. Last thing, divide by 2 on both sides. You have to show this last step. Some of you guys on your work, you're not showing the last inverse step. You have to show every step or you're not gonna get full credit. You have been warned. 4 divided by 2 is 2. That was not a nice number. All right, box it in, looks so nice and neat. Okay, last one here. Number 9. Okay, let's do 5 parentheses 7x minus 3 plus 4x equals 9x minus 5. Really long equation. All right, drawing my line down through here. Give you a moment to just write that down. All righty. So again, look at each side separately. So this side that you're seeing is an expression, and I need to simplify it down. And then I'm gonna simplify that expression down as much as they possibly can, and then I'll start moving things across the equation. That's why this line is helpful. Okay, so circle the 5. The 5 is what you multiply, and you only have to multiply it into the parentheses. That 4x is not in the parentheses, so don't try multiplying the 5 by it. It's not in the parentheses. Only in the numbers or the terms in the parentheses. So I'm gonna distribute, which means you're multiplying. 5 times 7x is 35x. Do not bring down that minus sign. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. So now you bring down a minus 15. If you got a positive 15, then you put plus 15, okay? But you don't want to have like minus a negative and minus a positive and plus a negative, all that stuff. Then you just bring down this plus 4x. Okay, again, don't distribute to the 4x, it's not in parentheses. All right, now I can distribute over here on the right side. 9 times x, 9x. Don't bring down that minus sign. 9 times a negative 5 is negative 45. Okay, so now it's minus 45. If I'd gotten a plus 45, I would have just put positive 45. Or vice versa. Okay. On the left side, I do have terms I can put together. So CLT, combined like terms. I have a 35x and a plus 4x. Let's see, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So I have 39 x's now. Bring down your minus 15 equals, I got 9x minus 45. No combined like terms on this side. One has an x, one doesn't. Can't put those together. Okay, now that I've completely simplified my expression on the left side, can't put it together anymore, can't do anything else here, and I've completely simplified my expression on the right side, can't do anything else over there. Now I'm gonna start moving things across the equation. So I have an x term, a 39x on the left side and a 9x on the right side. I'm gonna put those together. You could subtract the 39x over here, but you'd have a negative 30. So I'm going to subtract the 9x off the right side because that minus sign belongs to the 45. Some of you guys need to put a plus sign so you see that. Okay. Okay. Minus the 9x there, minus the 9x here. That is going to leave me with, again, 30x, bring down your minus 15, equals negative 45. Okay. Please make sure you're doing an equation, inverse operation on both sides, new equation, inverse operation on both sides, and build that down and down and down until there's nothing left to do. So sorry. Now my x is on the left side. So I'm going to do plus 15, plus 15. My new equation is 30x negative 35 plus 15 be negative 35, negative 30. All right, yes. I have to think too with negatives and positives, so don't feel bad if you're like that, okay? I always think about if I'm on negative 45 on a number line, up 10 would get me to negative 35, and then up 5 more closer to 0, give me negative 30. Last thing here is divide by 30, because x is being multiplied by 30 here, so this side divide by 30, and x equals negative 1. Done. Oh, number my page. I have a problem remembering what the page numbers are. 29. This is page 29. I just put it down there. Okay, that is it, guys. That is the last example on 5.3 of combining or solving equations with the variable on both sides. We had all the things, distribution, combined like terms, inverse operations, everything. And tomorrow you will have a practice assignment on examples like this.